This photograph, taken around 1938, was sent to Dr. Kimberly Molto, a neuroscientist in Ontario, and later posted online. The original photo was taken by a woman documenting the before and after condition of her basement ahead of renovations. In the picture, a man is sweeping the dark corner of the basement. The wife confirmed that the man in the image was her husband, but there was a problem. Her husband had died of a massive heart attack in that basement several years before the photograph was taken. So who was sweeping the floor? What do you think this figure is? This photograph lay untouched in an old album for years. A family evening, a cozy living room. Everything looked ordinary until someone noticed a face between the husband and wife. Distorted, empty-eyed, out of place. But the strangest part wasn't the face itself. It was the fact that the face did not exist in the original print. It appeared later, only on the digital copy. At first they blamed file corruption. But with every new save, every new upload, the face grew clearer, sharper, as if remembering what it once looked like. As if returning, family members recognized it. It was their son, the one who died in an accident they rarely discussed. He had always been the quiet one, always standing between them. And now, even in the photograph, he was standing there again, waiting to be seen. What do you think happened to this picture? Share your thoughts below. She had never paid much attention to the photograph. It sat in a box of old memories, a circular snapshot taken after graduation. They sat around a table, smiling, relaxed. Everything seemed ordinary. But 20 years later, while going through the photos again, she noticed what she had never seen before. Behind them stood figures, 3 at least, blurred, half-formed, looming in the dark background. One had no face at all, just smooth skin. Another had hollow spaces where eyes should be. She remembered the evening clearly. No one else had been there. The figures looked disturbingly close, as if the past had reached forward through the photo, trying to be noticed. Who were the shadows behind them? This happened on November 28, 2009, during a tour of Mary King's Close in Edinburgh. They were the last ones in the group, lingering near the exit, and decided to take a few pictures as souvenirs. Nothing unusual happened, just a faint feeling of being watched. Days later, while looking through the photos, one image froze them in place. In the doorway, a doorway that had been locked and inaccessible, a face appears. Only a face. No body, no shadow, just a glowing head, suspended in the air, staring into the camera. Its eyes are bright, unnatural. Its expression empty, persistent. No one could have stood there. After the tour group left, the corridor was sealed. Yet the face remained in the photograph, illuminated from within. Who, or what, appeared in that doorway? These two photos were taken 2 years apart in the same room. Nothing unusual, just regular snapshots, until the family began examining them closely. They hadn't known at the time that the child often talked to someone no adult could see. He called him his friend, said he visited when adults weren't looking. In the first photo, the boy stands turned to the right, toward what seems like empty space. But a faint figure appears beside him, as if he's speaking to it. In the second photo, he sits calmly, but the same shape appears again, closer this time, almost protective. The more they tried to understand it, the less sense it made. Who was the child talking to? The owner of this picture explained that it was taken in San Clemente, California, by a friend of their son. The quality was not great, a simple nighttime phone photo taken in the Riviera Tunnel, but it needed no enhancement. In the darkness stands a shape that is not human. Gray, thin, barely visible, almost crawling along the tunnel wall as if trying not to be noticed. Some viewers believe it's one of the most convincing captures of something non-human, something that moves in darkness, avoiding light, avoiding people. What do you think lurks in that tunnel? Write your thoughts below. In South Carolina, a legend tells of a spirit known as the Gray Man, a ghost said to appear on Pawleys Island to warn residents of incoming hurricanes. According to the tale, the Gray Man is the spirit of a young man traveling to see his fiancée in 1822. On the way, he and his horse became trapped in the marsh and drowned. Since then, his ghost has wandered the coastline, searching for the woman he never reached. Witnesses say he brings no harm. In fact, he protects. After Hurricane Hugo, Jim and Clara Moore described on Unsolved Mysteries how they saw a man waving to them from the beach, only to vanish moments later. Their home survived the storm. Their neighbors' homes didn't. This photo allegedly captures the Gray Man himself. A tall, faint figure stands on the shore, quiet, distant, watching. Was this the spirit of Pawleys Island? They were sitting in the living room, candles flickering on the windowsill, filling the room with warm, almost ritual silence. It was a peaceful evening, except for the dog. She sat still, staring at something no one else could see. At first they assumed she heard a noise. Then, that she sensed a scent. But her gaze was too focused, too intense. A guest took a picture. Later, when they zoomed in, they realized what she had been watching. Next to her were legs, pale, faint, not belonging to anyone in the room. The shape suggested someone standing next to the dog, though no one had seen anyone there. Only the dog reacted. She growled softly, then howled when one of the candles suddenly went out by itself. Who stood beside the dog? He noticed it before leaving for work. A figure stood at the top landing of the stairs, illuminated by the hallway light, motionless, too perfect to be a shadow. He assumed it was clothing or furniture at first, but the outline was too solid, too attentive. When he climbed the stairs, the landing was empty. No coat, no objects. Only a dense silence, as if someone had left the moment before, or was still nearby. Who was standing on the stairs? Write your thoughts in the comments. Port Arthur in Tasmania is one of the darkest and most haunted historic sites in Australia. Founded in 1830 as a penal colony, it became a symbol of cruelty and psychological torture. Prisoners were kept in isolation, forced into silence, stripped even of their names. Hundreds died there over the decades, and the place became saturated with stories of ghosts and unexplained events. But its most horrifying chapter came in 1996, when a mass shooting took place on the grounds. 35 people were killed, dozens injured. The tragedy changed Australia forever, and left a permanent scar on Port Arthur's atmosphere. Many say the place breathes pain, and that its shadows are not just shadows. In the photo stands the door of the Trentham Cottage, one of the buildings in the complex. Behind the glass is a figure, the silhouette of a man in a hat, standing in an empty, locked room. The cottage was officially closed, and no one could have been inside. Locals believe this figure is not one ghost, but an echo of collective suffering, a shape drawn from the memories of those who died here. They say those who see the figure begin to hear whispers. What was standing behind the glass?
I'm afraid.